Hello, my name is Teacher Sean, and I'm here today to give you some tips for teaching online ESL classes. This is part of a series of videos I've made on this topic. If you would like to learn more about my purpose, I would suggest looking at my Purpose of Project video, which can also be found on YouTube as part of this series. Okay, let's get started. Now, after you introduce yourself and the topic of your lesson, you should have all the information you need to give your client an effective and informative English class. Now, your online ESL students have a wide variety of needs and motivations. This can make it difficult to come up with cut and dry teaching rules. What I want to do here is give you some general guidelines that should make your teaching experience as pleasant as possible. Okay, first of all, we need to talk about classroom atmosphere. Now, you probably have noticed I like to refer to my online ESL students as clients. This is intentional. It promotes a mindset where I constantly try to put my clients at ease and create a warm, inviting atmosphere in the classroom. Okay, these people are my bosses. I'm working for them. If they're not happy, then no one's happy. I am not here to judge or frustrate my students. I am here to help them learn English in an enjoyable, stress-free environment. Now in practice, this looks like 1. Using moderation while correcting student grammar or vocabulary. 2. Allowing clients to talk without interruption. 3. Highlighting what clients do well while correcting their mistakes. 4. Giving clients some freedom to talk about what they want to instead of following a rigid lesson format. This works much better in a one-on-one setting. And 5, respecting the client's cultural backgrounds and being aware of social or political triggers and to avoid them in the classroom. I'm now going to give you some more in-depth information about these 5 topics. So number 1, using moderation while correcting client grammar or vocabulary. Now, correction is a vital part of any lesson, but constant correction can frustrate a client. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. If a client makes multiple mistakes in a conversation or while reading a short passage, then they're probably in the wrong class. You've picked the wrong material for that client. Now, after you realize this, you still need to teach that client. So you need to consider 1 or 2 things that client did wrong and focus on those 1 or 2 things. You need to make a mental note of what else is going on here. You can talk about that in the future. Now also, if a client is continuously mispronouncing a word again and again throughout an entire lesson, I do not keep making the same correction. This can embarrass my client. I know how to pick my battles. Now I also allow my clients to talk without interruption. Now this can be difficult because oftentimes you'll have lag in your lessons. Then this makes communication awkward. Now you need to learn to compensate for this. You need to wait until after you think your client is done speaking. You need to give them all the time possible to finish their thoughts. Okay, you don't want to interrupt your clients. Now, some people think that you should be making your corrections right after your client makes a mistake. I disagree. I think this is rude. Personally, when my client makes a mistake, I make sure I type it out. And when they are finished talking, we can go over that mistake then. I think this is common courtesy. Okay, I make sure I highlight what my clients do well while correcting their mistakes. I am a failed language learner multiple times over. And personally, I can use myself as a comparison while offering encouragement to clients who always speak much better English than I do Mandarin or Japanese or whatever. Okay. Learning a language can be stressful, and a little kindness can go a long way. Fighting! 加油! Now, I make sure I give my clients some freedom to talk about what they want instead of following a rigid lesson format. This is especially true in a one-on-one setting. I am here to meet my client's English-speaking needs. If a client finds my material boring, irrelevant, too simple, too difficult, whatever. I'm not afraid to change things up. I am flexible and I listen carefully to what my clients are telling me. I'm here to help them. It's like a little mantra. I am respectful of my client's cultural background, and I'm aware of whatever social or political triggers to avoid in the classroom. I do not come into my classroom with any stereotypes about my clients. They will not serve me well. But I do some research about the political situation in the area of the world where my clients are from. And I still don't assume anything about the individual clients. Now, if the client brings up religion or politics, I try to politely change the subject. Okay, remember we have a language barrier here. These topics are tricky enough to talk about when we are talking the same language with the same ability. Okay, once I get to know my clients a little bit better over multiple sessions, this becomes less of an issue. Okay, now what I want to do is talk about accommodating multiple clients in the classroom. Now this can be a great thing, as multiple clients can work with each other to learn difficult ideas, grammar, vocabulary, whatever. They bounce ideas off each other and they can help each other. But sometimes we might have problems here, and your clients might end up feeling frustrated or neglected. Now, when these problems come up, you need to fix them as quickly as possible. They are not going to go away by themselves. They will only get worse. Okay, now, mostly when we have multiple clients in the classroom, problems will arise when we don't have the opportunity for equal speaking time. Now, they might not take advantage of this opportunity, but you need to give your clients the opportunity for equal speaking time. And it's your job as an educator to fix this problem as quickly as possible. Now, it's important to avoid having one client dominate the majority of classroom discussions. This can cause the rest of the classroom to feel neglected. Now, if this occurs, it's your job as class moderator to tactfully ensure that while you value a talkative client's input, he or she needs to be aware of other students' needs. There is no cut and dry way to do this, okay? You need to be kind, but you need to be persistent about this. This is especially difficult with clients who are new to electronic education or who are used to working in a one-on-one environment. Or working with children too. That's always an issue with something like this. Okay, now finally, you need to be aware that often a client who appears to be inconsiderate of classroom etiquette really is suffering from technical issues that she or she might be unaware of. Maybe the client cannot hear the other students in the classroom, or maybe there is a delay in their microphone. If this is the case, just call technical support if possible, or if this is not possible, try to make the client aware of the situation. And this is actually a fairly easy fix usually. Okay, so finally, whatever you do, make sure you respond with humor and consideration to all your client's needs. The last thing you want to do is make a client feel like he or she is not welcomed in the classroom. Okay? We should have one big happy family here. No one should feel left out. Okay, well that will mark the end of our session today. This is Sean Schultz, your friendly ESL instructor, signing off.